What is up, everyone? Welcome to book club number 2. We are here for the second edition of the 1984 book club. And before we start, holy smokes, boys, what a turnout for the first episode.
Yeah.
So thank you, everyone, for that. It was funny because we were like, the book club is just self-actualization. This is like intrinsic motivation type stuff.
This isn't content.
And then it just goes absolutely viral, and it's the most viewed videos on our channel. So thank you, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you.
But we're going to keep the momentum going and come here today with part 2. So I guess we'll just kind of, before we actually get deep into this part, immediate reactions, because it was a up and down crazy one.
It was
very different from part 1.
Ridiculous roller coaster.
Yeah, no. I think we can all agree that the whole beginning up until chapter 10 was fantastic. Chapter 10 was the last chapter for all you guys in part 2. So chapter 10 was
crazy. Probably one of the craziest endings of a chapter I've ever read, to be honest.
Yeah, it was insane.
I thought this part, because part 1 was kind of like the setup. It's like, these are the rules of the world. This is how this kind of dystopian like world works. Here's the kids, here's the adults, here's the poor people, the rich people. And this one, it's like, okay, we're going to really lock in on this character and a love interest, which was introduced in chapter 1. You know, we were like, is it his wife that's trying to contact him again? Is it, what were some other theories we had?
Is she the thought police?
Is she the thought police is what...
Yeah, thought police.
Somewhat implied by the chapter, but...
Yeah, it was definitely like...
Yeah, we didn't think she was good, and I'm going to be honest, I still don't trust her, but she passes... Right off rip in the chapter, she passes Winston a note. And it's like, okay, this is now turned into a love story.
Oh, the fact... Just you saying that you don't trust her kind of...
That's kind of interesting.
Makes me think, like... Because at the end of chapter 10, Mr. Charrington, you know?
Yeah.
If he was in on it, then that doesn't make Julia, automatically not in on it either. She could have been part of it too.
That's crazy.
I know. I don't even know if I trust like O'Brien or anybody, but definitely to start off the chapter, and after obviously reading the whole part, I don't trust Julia at all.
Really?
Still.
Yeah.
Even after the end of chapter 10.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no.
That's fair.
I don't know. I think that Julia. I trust Julia.
Think she's legit.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I
she is.
Her.
It's kind of ironic because obviously there is a lot of sex scenes. To be honest, in the book, it's just like they're just sex scene in the woods, and it's ironic because she is part of the Junior Anti-Sex League.
Yeah.
And
the parties against.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. I have this in my notes. Like, it was odd to read and like being forced to visualize a sex scene. To be honest, it was just weird. Like I've never read a book. I know that like some people love those kind of. I guess they're called like smut, right? Like some people love that, but I was just like, this is kind of weird because it's like 9:30 a.m. and I'm reading this. But that's okay. She has been, as you just openly stated, she's been around the party. And what is her motive?
What's kind of my
motive? Why is Winston the target? So what do you guys kind of think of like the beginning love story?
Well, what I thought, I had a screenshot. I took a picture of my book because I didn't feel like writing it down.
That is funny.
But it was like a passage about, it was something that was talked about in the earlier chapters, but reinforced in the latter half of the first half or not the latter half, like towards the end of the first half of the part, where Julia, like, she has a more immature view of it all, where she's kind of like all the sex and stuff, it's just like taking that experience and like kind of reveling in it, and like having that for herself, and that being her like rebellion, her form of rebellion. It's just like experiencing a good life, or like the things she wants without the party interfering. And but Winston has a more, I think, mature perspective where he wants to, like get to the root of the party and like
stay low key in the process. She's like taking risks left and right, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And he also wants to, I think he has a more vested interest in taking down the party itself than she does. Like, she doesn't seem to care as so long as she can
Do what she wants.
move about inside the limits of the party and do what she wants.
She doesn't want to like help the
She doesn't want
fellow like proles or like the party members. She just wants to
She doesn't want to take
get out for
down.
herself
Yeah.
and like keep her her own like stuff going. Which honestly, Julia's character is like super interesting because her and Winston's like relationship is like they both hate the party, but they are both like two like perspectives that like people could take from like a real like dystopian future. If like if the real world was like under an autocratic leader, like the real party existed, like you most likely would and probably do have some people that are just like, it's okay if it's going on as long as I can do what I want, as long as they don't find out what they want.
And that's how it does work, even in our less severe version of it that we have in the real world. Like people do just like relish in their own like little escapes, and that is enough for them.
Escapism.
Yeah, it is just escapism. Like
Yeah.
her character just represents.
And you mentioned that they bring that up later in the chapter when like she kind of like doesn't. She's like, I don't pay attention to the wars and what she learned in school. She just doesn't kind of believe in that. So
yeah, and also like at the end of the book, like he's trying to read her the book.
Yeah,
and she's just like, oh, just read it to me, and she falls asleep. She falls asleep.
She don't want to fight the party.
She don't care about fighting the party. She's just there for Winston,
Yeah.
And what did you guys think of that? This was early in the chapter, and I wrote it down because I was curious about it. The bird. That's obviously a bird that's spying on them. It's like a robot. When they were.
You think?
I think it's like some type of robot.
Oh, the
spy. It was like super small details. Like, why is this not being touched on more?
I don't.
Maybe it
I mean,
was
it
just
could just be a bird. They did bring the bird back up at the end. Because there.
I think it was just a bird.
I think it was just a bird because
Okay.
they were talking about oh, remember that bird singing to us, and then Winston was like, it wasn't singing to us, it just was singing, and it like that was like a metaphor kind of for like singing is representative towards the end of the part as like the human spirit, the nature of still being like human, or in that case like the bird, the vitality that the vitality that the party can't take away.
It's like they're out of their regular routine. They're in the woods. And it's like, this is normal.
Yeah,
it's normal to see a bird. Not everything is out to get you. I guess that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's definitely like a small time jump to where like they've definitely met up a lot and they don't detail every single meetup.
Super small time jump actually, because like they kind of detail it in a way that like
it's like a few months.
I'm pretty sure. It's like maybe even just a couple months.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, we start a relationship in the middle of the summer or something, and the summer is like still in the middle of the summer when they're done, or when like the chapter.
I thought it was spring in the beginning of the part.
Yeah, no, you might be right.
It's spring into summer.
Spring into like the middle of the summer, which is like that's only a couple of months.
It's like a quarter of a year.
And
season.
Like the whole like second half happens in like a week because of Hate Week. The Hate Week is like all one single week.
The Hate Week, right?
The Hate Week.
And he gets the book
at the end of
the perceived
Hate
end
Week.
Of Hate Week, like from what we know is the end of Hate Week.
Yeah.
Oh, it's after Hate Week because then remember they have to go scrub all the records. Like they work 90 hours in 4 days or whatever, 5 days, whatever it was.
Yeah, because like at the beginning they were prepping for Hate Week, really though. Like just a little bit after they met, they start prepping.
They were like
for
working
Hate Week.
more, right? She kind of convinced him to work more, to stay more under the radar. It's like if you just work more, then we could chill more, and it's like.
Well, yeah, so that was kind of funny about Julia is how like her strategy was just do more for the party and be more involved, and they won't catch you slipping up. Like it's like okay, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like work harder for the man, or for the party.
In chapter 3, before we get too far, I wanted to point out. I'm gonna be honest. This has to be one of the greatest similes ever. They carried on a curious, intermittent conversation which flicked on and off like the beams of a lighthouse. When I read that, I was just like, holy smokes. I love similes. I love metaphors.
that is
like,
a good simile.
It's just like, because you don't think of like a conversation like a lighthouse, just like bang, 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 bang. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah,
And
that
it
is
kind
a
of
good
inspires me.
simile.
Like, I want all my conversations to flick on and off like a lighthouse. And, like, so I love that simile. Again,
that's
I just
great,
want to
that's
keep
great.
pointing out George Orwell's fantastic writing overall. And then before we get kind of out of the love story, we get a weird flashback where Winston basically admits he wanted to, or he had thoughts of murdering his wife.
Oh yeah.
Remember that part? I kind of forgot about that part when I was writing my notes, but what did you kind of think of like the flashbacks? Because there was a couple.
The flashbacks were kind of jarring in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like it was like it was necessary like world building for the story, but like, and not that they took me out of it or anything, because I was still invested and I kept reading, but it was just like, it was nice and it kind of broke up the part a little nicely, like to get like just to be taken out of it for a second and like get a little bit more information. And I don't know, it was interesting talking about his mother and like how she disappeared. His mother and sister disappeared.
Yeah, that
Winston's.
was weird. That was almost like scary.
I feel like they just left him.
Because he was too selfish or whatever.
Yeah, I feel like they just dipped. I don't feel like they were taken.
So then Winston actually started as a prole.
No, because there was no proles.
Oh, right.
I guess he just started. It was just normal life, I guess.
Well, no, there wasn't always proles because it's been hierarchical society.
Okay, so he started as...
So he started as a prole because remember it says in like chapter 9 or something when he's reading the book tells you that they're sorted by class once they turn 16. They're examined.
Oh, okay.
They're given an examination. So Winston must have
started as a prole because he didn't have food and... Yeah. I mean, yeah, that honestly, okay, so that's something I actually wanted to talk about, like, since we get more of a glimpse into it. The higher party is like
the inner party.
Or the inner party is like what's supposed to be like, I was trying to compare it to like the real world. So like the inner party is like the top 1% and whatever, and like the elites.
The outer party is next.
The outer party is like, the outer party is really hard to place because the outer party is supposed to be like the middle class, but they're really not quite comparable to like the middle class that we see in like the real world. And then the proles are obviously just like the lowest class, but the proles kind of like, it's kind of more of like a spectrum of like proles to working or to the outer party is like they're kind of all the middle class, and then like the top of the outer party really just is the 1%, and they're just also part of the what's it called? It's more of like
it's almost like a behind the scenes maybe.
Yeah.
Like you're so rich that you're just like behind the scenes in the inner workings.
Yeah.
Because did they classify what O'Brien was?
He's inner party.
He's inner. Okay.
So he's the highest.
He's like got mansions and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
his butler. Which we'll get to how weird that interaction was. So they kind of get away from the love story a little bit. Winston almost like feels normal after they keep going to the Mr. Charrington room. His life feels like the paperweight was something he pointed out, which was weird. Because he kind of just like in this little ball of whatever, surrounded by it's a cold world. But and once we shift out of that, we learn that his good old pal Syme
has disappeared.
Like, who's Syme? Syme doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, who's Syme?
We kind of learn like how truly screwed up, how they rewrite the present, basically. Like, they write the present at all times. They really just hammer that point in this. And I guess it was chapter 5 where they kind of do that. But
his disappearance was crazy. It's like it's like glossed over by like the much larger issues of like the part, but
the
like
central plot. Yeah,
but like he was there 1 minute. Winston predicted this too. He was like, Syme, he's too smart. He's gonna be gone. They don't like when they're too smart. And he's like
two chapters later,
he's toast. And it's like wow,
he never existed.
It's like, yeah, no, he never existed. Yeah, like that's crazy. That's insane. Like the whole thing, like.
And I have a small quote: "History has stopped. Nothing exists except an endless present in which the party is always right." And I don't recall they didn't. This is before, like, chapter 5 was before they mentioned how, like, the war. Oh yeah, that wasn't until later when they, like, basically transferred sides of the war.
Yeah.
Oh
is
yeah,
weird.
well they were like, we're at
Um,
war with East Asia now.
This is kind of like a good setup to that. It's like just shows how much control they have, and then obviously they show that control a little bit later. And a point I wanted to make it, and I kind of already stated it, but it was just so weird how Julia doesn't pay attention when it seems like you're almost like forced. Like when we saw the examples of the children from earlier, it seems like you're forced to learn this. And it's like, how did she kind of navigate through with having such like a loose, lifestyle around this thing? And it's weird because she still she still plays the part, but in her mind, it's like she doesn't at all. I don't know. That was like a weird point to me when she was kind of just like admitting that she doesn't really care at all. But
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know though. Like, the way that like they like viscerally hate the party too, though, is what like kind of is like, oh, okay, like, I don't really.
Yeah, I feel like I believe in her for her hate of the party.
Yeah, like
okay.
him and her both seem to hate it way too much for it to be like, oh yeah, I was lying, but like, I like it's like Mr. Charrington, like that's something that makes sense. Like that's something
I
that,
didn't see that coming.
I didn't see it coming, but it makes
nobody
sense.
sees it coming, but it makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's like
He's
if
so nice
if it
to
was
him.
Julia,
I
it's like,
remember you.
yeah.
He's like, he's been watching him. He's like, why are you walking by my shop? I remember you. And like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, no, like it's something that makes sense, but it's still like horrifying.
It's heartbreaking, bro. It's actually heartbreaking when Mr.
Yeah.
Charrington switched up, bro. I just finished that part like a half
face
hour
when
ago.
Mr. Charrington switches up.
That was so devastating.
I'm almost. Obviously, this is like a Winston-based story, but I think another reason why I don't fully trust Julia is because she just shows up at the apartment, like, and it doesn't really seem like she had any like trouble getting there. She just walks in all happily with all of her goods, the coffee, the fruit, and
That is
it's
a
like
really
is she
good
that's
point.
and like she said that she goes around with other party members. Like, is she just like a ploy to try to get people to crack, and then I don't know, like get
maybe.
risky people to crack? Maybe I don't know.
That's interesting. That's an
It's
interesting
the
point.
I just
Crime
thought
Stop
of
or
that.
whatever.
I just thought of that as we kind of discussed this.
So maybe she is also still.
So yeah,
thought
like
police.
maybe we'll find out that
Some,
she
like,
is
secret
police.
Co-op, or I guess I don't
Yeah,
know.
like she has
some mission.
resources and.
She's just trying to take down as many like people that are on the fence about who they support.
Yeah, and it would make sense if she had done the same thing before to rat people out to the party, because, like, she technically wouldn't be lying when she said that she's, like, slept with a ton of people that
Yeah.
are just, like, our party members or whatever.
Yeah, because she's just done this to a bunch of people. That's a really good point. But like I said, like I feel like she does just hate them, but like could get proved wrong.
Yeah, part 3 is gonna be
I feel like
crazy.
I feel like if she really hated them, though, she would care when Winston is trying to tell her about the important stuff.
You feel like that, but
Yeah, but it is just like
it's a
the
real world
escapism parallel.
Yeah. Like if you just look at the real world and you just like
People
like,
just actually do that and
people
follow
just
that logic.
do escapism. It's like if you really hate the party, why aren't you standing up? It's like oh, I just want to escape for myself. It's like, okay. It just makes her whole character more believable. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, when all right, what's the next chapter? Because I'm just dying to get.
The next one was like a really short chapter when O'Brien is like, "Hey," and then Winston's like, "What?" And they're like right under a whatever.
Like, here's my
Yeah.
address.
He's
You gotta
like
get
it-
the new dictionary.
It was a very
He's like,
short
it
chapter.
finally
It was just like a
happened.
very suspect meeting between O'Brien, who was reintroduced, right? O'Brien was introduced because I kind of forgot about O'Brien. I was like, oh yeah, I remember O'Brien. I don't really remember what he was about, but it's like, okay, O'Brien. See, like
He just
we
saw the
didn't
flash
go
in
back
his
to
eye or
O'Brien
whatever.
yet after the whole bust, right? I don't recall them
No.
saying anything. So we're gonna hopefully find out about O'Brien in part 3.
Well,
I
he's
mean,
for real. He's got to be.
yeah, I think he is too.
I think so.
He like
but we don't know. You don't truly know, but I think he is. I think.
Yeah. We already kind of talked about chapter 7 when Winston had the flashback about like the good times of his mother, the food, his family being taken, disappearing. But I just had one quick thing. It is basically when I have it in my notes is Winston realizes that the proles are normal, and it's a whole spiel that he kind of gives off. But what are they talking about here? Oh, he was talking about how like a mother's love and like they clasp into their arms, and he just kind of goes on to say like, you know, people 2 generations ago, this wouldn't have been important because they weren't attempting to alter history. They were governed by private loyalties which they did not question. What mattered were individual relationships, and a completely helpless gesture, an embrace, a tear, a word spoken to a dying man could have value in itself. The proles, it suddenly occurred to him, had remained in this condition. They were not loyal to a party or a country or an idea. They were loyal to one another. For the first time in his life, he did not despise the proles or think of them merely as an inert force which would one day spring to life and regenerate the world. The proles had stayed human. They had not become hardened inside. They had held on to the primitive emotions which he himself had to relearn by conscious effort. And in thinking this, he remembered without apparent relevance how a few weeks ago he had seen a severed hand lying on the pavement and kicked it into the gutter as though it had been a cabbage stalk. The proles are human beings, he said aloud. We are not human beings. That little like passage, I was just like, damn, that is... Because we were kind of hating on the proles in episode 1, weren't we? We were like, the proles are like...
No, we said proles are us. We said we're the proles.
Yeah. We are the pros, but like at the same time, we're like pros gamble, pros drink, pros smoke.
True.
But now it's like,
yeah, we're kind of clowning
the
them.
pros are like normal in this situation. It's like the pros don't worry about people over their shoulder 24/7. The pros don't, you know, when somebody gets hit by a missile, the pros are sad about that.
They care about what's like immediately in front of them.
Yeah.
They don't have to like.
Party's like, just another missile killing pros. Pros are like, that's us. We're getting killed by this, and like. I thought that was just a really...
The proles still have their humanity.
I think that was just a really good realization for the whole overall character building of Winston. It's like he needs to realize that the proles are just normal.
Yeah.
Chapter 8, we get all the rules for O'Brien's little thing in the book, and page 172, I have just something that says WTF. And remember when he was explaining, and they had to like basically say their vows? You're prepared to give your lives, yes. You're prepared to commit murder, yes. To commit acts of sabotage that may cause the death of hundreds of innocent people, yes. To betray your country or foreign powers, yes. And to do all of this, you know, lose your identity, live throughout the rest of your life as a waiter or dock worker, yes. Commit suicide when we order you, yes. And it just reminds me of like Fight Club. It's like, don't talk about Fight Club. It's just a whole nother realm of effed up in terms of like, and they're just willingly agreeing to it, all of it instantly. What did you guys kind of think of the O'Brien meeting? Because it was so tense. Like you could feel the tension with the butler and O'Brien, and I almost felt like the depth of the hallway when they walked. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah, no.
I'm envisioning like the super dark and lengthy hallway,
like a castle or like a giant like hallway in a castle, and then like a giant ballroom with a table in the middle and like huge doors and stuff. Like it felt like we were like in a giant mansion.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah.
What was the butler's name? I forgot.
Like Martin or something?
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
So do you guys think Martin is like a restructured human? Like he got caught and they had to like, that's his kind of, that's his like new life, is he's just the butler. That's all he does.
From what I understand.
Martin's just Simon in disguise.
It could be. I was thinking that.
No.
I was thinking it could be...
Simon was an op. Simon was the bad guy.
Oh yeah, Simon was like in love with the party, but he was like too freaked out.
He was in love with the party, but he was just too smart. Like that's just his whole thing. Is like even
unless that was at the front though, because the outer parties like exist and subsist on lying to the outside world. So we don't even know if that's truly what Simon believed.
Well, the point is like even being in love with the party, you're still gonna get killed, even if you're just too smart. Like they don't really care about you. They just care about just keeping the party alive.
True.
Yeah. Just the idea of the party, like they kind of mentioned that it's not about like who's running it. It's just like, this is the party, and we're basically force feeding it to the next generation every day. So there's no way it can end. And O'Brien tells Julia and Winston, you will work for a while, you will be caught, you will confess, and then you will die. Those are the only results that you will ever see. We are the dead.
Yeah.
And I mean, they aren't dead, but they have been caught in terms of, ending the chapter off. And this kind of gets us to a really important talking point. Chapter 9. It was got to be the longest chapter in the book. It was tough to get through the Theory of Oligarchical Collectivism by Emmanuel Goldstein. And I just did some research. It's all fictional, but like this obviously isn't a real thing. But Emmanuel Goldstein is a principal enemy of the state of Oceania's ruling party. So it's just some background. But what do you guys think of like reading?
Well, they talk about Goldstein in the beginning. He was the subject of the 2 Minutes Hate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good callback.
Yeah.
And he was just like basically the main op of Big Brother, and he used to be in the party with Big Brother. Yeah. Oh. Before Big Brother took over. And,
they talked about that other scenario.
But we learn a lot in the book. Well, before the book, read the book, we learned that the war was transferred from
Eurasia to East Asia.
That was the pain of a lot of it. It was just repeating stuff we already knew, and it's just like...
It was tough to get through.
But that's what Winston was saying.
But we learned a lot. Like you mentioned, the society, the classes, the territories even, like how it's divvied up. Oceania's like, I think it's like kind of like the U.S.
It's like the U.S. and Britain.
Yeah.
So...
Because Winston is in...
He's in the U.S.
He's in the UK. He's in London. He's in the UK.
Oh, right. Right.
So, like, of Oceania, he's on
the island.
He's on the island of the UK.
Right next to Eurasia.
He's also part of the country of the US. Like, the party has the whole US and actually the whole North and South America, right?
Yeah.
And so then, like, Eurasia and East Asia are, like, just like...
Europe and Russia are Eurasia, and East Asia is, like, China and all that.
Yeah, and they're fighting over like what? Like it's basically
nothing.
They're fighting over nothing.
War is peace.
No, but like
they're fighting to consume the resources of human labor so that nobody can create equality. That's what the whole chapter 9's about.
Yeah, and but like the land.
Human equality needed to be averted.
They're fighting over the land in like.
There was a few spots they mentioned, like from the Mediterranean down to like Egypt. Oh, it was like Egypt and like around the equator.
It just is like the Middle East area.
No,
the Mediterranean.
I think some of it might
down to Egypt. It's just like right there, basically.
Yeah, it's like near the Middle East.
Yeah. So, I mean, overall, like, what would you guys kind of think of the book that they read? Aside from it was a little tough to get through. I definitely found myself like going back a little bit, rereading some pages.
It's just
it was so long.
Yeah,
it was just.
And it does have some criticism online, like because I just was searching the theory of oligarchical collectivism. It's like this got a lot of flack from people that read 1984. They're like, what the heck? Like this was an amazing story, and now it's just kind of like. Then it gets you right back in. So I guess we got to give them some credit.
It's like a big information exposition dump.
Yeah. Yeah, but it all makes sense, and it all is. Valuable information to have as we read.
It's all relevant, and I'm glad it was put in the story in a slightly more immersive way by just like putting it in the book that Winston reads instead of just like throwing at us at the beginning.
They are right though. Like they could have expositioned it a little better, or like George Orwell could have expositioned it better.
I disagree.
But like, well, no, but you're wrong because like he just expositioned it, he's doing the same thing, but he's just saying it's in a book.
Yeah, which is better because if that was at the beginning of the story,
it's better, but it's not the best way to do it.
It's not the best way, but it's. I feel like that's arbitrary. Nobody would have read this book if that was the beginning of the book.
That's true.
I have to read this with Winston because like we need it.
It just felt like it was just so long and just repeating everything, and it's like we definitely could have lost some of it.
Yeah, I feel like it could have been shorter, but
it just could have been cut down enough to like make the thing not boring.
But like the content of the book was like interesting. There's a lot of parallels to the real world, and just like.
I just don't like that it's all like on the nose though. Like it's so on the nose of real life.
But I mean, it's got to be, bro.
I know.
Yeah, especially the parts on war, like the war, especially with the war that we're dealing with now. It's like, page 215, and it's like. The proles are only intermittently conscious of the war. When it is necessary, they can be prodded into frenzies of fear and hatred. But when left to themselves, they are capable of forgetting for long periods that the war is happening.
Yeah.
And that's just so true to real life.
Yeah, like so many people aren't talking about Ukraine anymore.
Iran, and I mean Afghanistan and the Taliban. They're active right now, but I mean, it makes sense that we're worried about our gas prices because that's our lives. You know what I mean? We're far away from it, but still, it's just like fear will be incited, I guess, once New York City gets blown up again or something. I don't know what would make us fear the war?
Yeah.
Because we're just scared about money.
I mean, I guess any attack on our country.
Yeah, any attack on America, it's like, holy smokes, you know what I mean? Like this.
It's like on our soil would be like more scary because it's more immediate. Like,
which this is all obviously for the sake of discussion. Like, God forbid an attack. I don't even know what I would do because we weren't alive for the first one.
And that would be horrible. But you got to figure how the people on the receiving end feel.
Yeah.
It's
like we're doing that to them right now.
Yeah, there was a quote from just somebody. The New York Times, you may have seen this because they like interview some voters. Mm-hmm. They interview like Republicans, Democrats, people in the middle. Like one like hard right Republican, that was kind of what they captioned him as. He was like, how would you feel if they killed your president? And I was like, yeah, I mean, obviously it's a different president with different views, but that's their president. But thankfully I'm not a politician and don't have to deal with this. Although it does affect our lives.
Yeah.
But enough from real life. That's kind of book club is an escape from real life, although we are finding parallels.
We're the Julias. We're doing the escapism.
Before we kind of get into the ending, any kind of final thoughts before we get into this insanity of chapter 10? It wasn't even that long of a chapter, but it's just crazy because it starts peaceful. Winston sees things different, like the woman outside that you just thought was kind of annoying singing. He's like, she is beautiful, basically.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's not really anything else to talk about. I mean, it's just like
what happened in chapter 8?
He's just like talking about like
when he got the book. It was just when he got the book. And
he's just talking about like
tells all to. I just have tells all to O'Brien.
Oh, so that's just like the whole.
He just he's like, because in his head he's like, should I just tell him everything that I'm thinking right now? And then he just does. So maybe that's what got him, boxed in.
I feel like it wasn't O'Brien, but I mean, we could
be anybody, but I don't think it was O'Brien.
I like that they explain like ignorance is strength, peace is war, or war is peace,
war is
and
peace.
the other one that we always forget. But like that was a. I mean, I guess the
slavery is freedom.
Yeah, slavery is freedom. Those are all like it's good that they explained like what they meant to the party, which it's really crazy because it's like obviously we know war is not peace, but to them that doesn't mean the slogan doesn't mean anything. Mm-hmm. But in fact, they have to explain it in the opposing party's books what their slogans actually mean. Like they're not even telling their own slogans to the people. Like
the people don't understand what it actually means,
which is crazy. Like
because each little section, like Oceania, has a different thing.
It only means something to the elite few or whatever.
Yeah, it's like you're just for the party, but you don't know what the slogans even mean. It's like you don't even know why war is peace. Like,
I mean, in a way, it's kind of true of the reality of political slogans because it's like that means like political slogans truly mean something different to the people who are fully in on the plan. And the people that are voting for it, and the masses that are voting for it, because like, it's not as like.
People are saying one thing and then like
do something. For example, like "Make America Great Again," like, the people who are voting for it probably imagine like making America great again is like returning to a time where the standard of living is high and like groceries are cheap and whatever. But Make America Great Again to the top elites is make me and all my friends money. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like.
And there's a point. It's like what is even considered great? Because it's like in the 1900s, like I just feel like we were in and out of wars. Like obviously the Cold War wasn't as serious, but it's like from Vietnam to the Cold War to Desert Storm, and then the retaliation for 9/11. It's like we've just grown up during conflict. Yeah. But we're kind of like it's war is peace. Like someone else is taking care of it, so we can live at peace. I don't know.
I mean, war is peace is such a direct thing for like our society because like. If you look at America's just like budget, it's like over 50% to the military. It's like,
it's like, we need this.
Yeah, we're like using all of our money to pay for the army, which is literally what this book is saying about war is peace, is we're using up all these resources to fund wars.
When we could easily fund anything.
Yeah, like we could fund like anything we want, but like we're choosing to fund these wars.
Like Buffalo State that needs 16 million.
Yeah, like.
That's it.
Yeah.
Or any college. There's probably thousands of colleges closing around the world.
Yeah, that's true.
But man, I was kind of rereading, literally just like a sentence from the end of chapter 10, like, "We are the dead," he said. "We are the dead. You are the dead. They sprang apart." Like, I just like reading that already gave me goosebumps, bro.
That was
freaked me out.
horrifying.
That was actually like,
So
I
that
knew it
was
was coming,
that was
but, like, come
Charrington.
on.
That was Charrington's voice. It was right. That was
Yeah.
Man. So it was intense ending. What is your guys' thoughts about this ending? I can't even believe it.
I just need to know what happens next. Like, I just actually need to know what happens.
I think that I've read this like a week ago. I've lived with this knowledge the
same.
longest without
I
talking about
just
it.
read it.
I finished
so
like
I'm
a couple days after you. Yeah, I've been sitting on this, and I'm thankful that I went through my notes. But man,
I'm not like as up in arms as I was before. Like, oh my god, that was like that was actually soul crushing when it first happened. But like now it's kind of just like I'm wondering where the story goes from here.
Yeah,
and
I still have a whole
I have some
third
theories
left.
we'll talk about. After
did anyone like even read the first sentence of 3? Because I didn't.
No.
Me neither.
I didn't break
I
the
did.
rules.
Bro,
I did.
this is the
Again.
second time.
Yo,
It really wasn't anything.
I mean, I
crazy.
guess we could like read the first
We're gonna
page
start-
maybe on the end of this episode.
we're gonna start printing out like single chapters for you and handing them to you. You're gonna be treated like a
No, it
5-year-old.
actually wasn't any like.
No, I don't
real
want to know
information.
anything about it.
It was. Well, I'm
I
not
don't want
telling
to
you
know anything about it.
So my real like final questions are, obviously I don't trust Julia. Is she just getting taken to go, seduce the next dude and get him caught?
Maybe,
I don't know.
Yeah.
O'Brien,
totally a
is
possibility.
O'Brien just like, you signed up for it? You know what I mean? And the book. What's gonna happen with the book?
It's gonna get destroyed, right? Because they said the Thought Police destroys
Maybe.
the books.
Yeah, because they know
See.
about the books.
So man,
So
what
they can be produced as quickly as
a
they are
conversation we've just had.
destroyed. Yeah.
I guess we can just get like some part 3 predictions going.
I have
Sure.
some big part 3
Yeah,
predictions.
let them rip, Evan.
All right, so last time I predicted that Julia was going to be a love interest, I'm pretty sure. I think I said something like
Yeah,
that.
Okay.
Yeah, you did.
Got that. So, moving on to the next predictions. I think Winston. So there's a whole part 3 left. So we got a lot of story.
And it's like 110 pages too.
So if he's being tortured for 110 pages, like the value of this book is just gonna go. Like I'm just gonna be like just in so much like awful like why did I even read this?
Because then it's gonna be us being tortured for 110 pages.
Yeah, so it's like what I'm thinking. There's a couple ways this can go. The revolution starts, and Winston gets freed. That's one way it could go. 2, Winston is tortured for a while, then he's forced to like kill himself, but it was actually all just a test for the for the revolution
For O'Brien.
for O'Brien. That they're just
would be-
The
testing.
whole
him.
capture was a test, is what you're trying to say.
Maybe.
That would be actually
I-
insane.
I kind of like that theory.
I hope that's what it is.
I like that theory, but it's not gonna be true.
It's
'cause-
not gonna be.
Bro, see,
There's no way.
the one thing that horrifies me.
That is crazy.
The one thing that horrifies me is the back on the back of this book, a startling and haunting novel. And that's all I had to read to just know that this doesn't end good. And so the third and most likely is just
Winston
that
gets tortured forever.
Winston gets tortured, gets sent back into society, and then gets caught up again and gets tortured and gets killed, or just something along those lines. Like the last page could just be his execution. He could just be the guy that's getting publicly hanged. He could be sent to war. That's another interesting theory, actually. Is he could get
maybe.
sent to the war.
And that could just kind of like display how not light the war is, but it's like you're not on the battle lines. Like he's probably gonna just be doing some bullshit, like supporting the war. He's like, what am I doing? This is what we're doing over here. You know what I mean?
Well, they did say that they just still fought with machine guns and hand grenades. So he
Horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's actually kind of funny because like that also kind of parallels a little bit to real life. It's like we do just fight a lot of wars with our
Boots on the
hands.
ground
Yeah, like
for
boots
no
on the
reason.
ground still.
Yeah,
It's
y'all,
like-
we might be in boots on the ground if we all get drafted, and like that might not be in episode 3. Are we allowed to say that on YouTube? It's an
think so.
educational purpose. But yeah, two parts in. We obviously highly recommend 1984.
Yeah. This is
a
a must
I
read.
love that, the book is getting some wear and tear. Like, we're reading these books.
We're reading that. Hawk's going to read on that thing.
I love when the binding gets some wrinkles, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're going to be back for part 3.
I mean, if you haven't read part 1 and 2 by now, you just got spoiled on like so much. So read part 3
okay.
before we release the episode.
I think there's like a
Before
certain time that
this.
before like spoiler warnings, it's like, okay, we don't have to warn people about stuff that's this old anymore.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I mean, as long as we put the spoiler warning at the beginning of our videos.
So yeah, thanks again for all the support on episode 1. That was insane.
Yeah.
If we can have
Epic.
even half, a quarter, an eighth of the turnout that we get, like,
be
I would
wonderful.
be so pleased again.
Yeah.
We're just kind of throwing this out into the interwebs and hoping for the best.
We're going to do part 3 no
And-
matter what, though.
Yeah, we're gonna do part 3,
Unless we get drafted.
and maybe we'll have. You kind of convinced me to maybe do the Odyssey. I don't know. Like, it's definitely, it's gonna be a journey to get through that book.
It's going to be an odyssey.
We just love the game. We just love reading.
So maybe we'll do like a shorter book and then the Odyssey. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But we still have
Yeah.
part 3 to read in this book. Fellas, it was an awesome conversation with y'all.
Yep.
Successful book club, and we'll see
Till
everybo-
next time.
Yeah, until next time. We'll see everyone after we
Part
are
3.
done with 1984 by George Orwell. Holy smokes. When did we start? When did we get these books?
month ago,
Month
2
ago?
months ago.
Couple months
2
ago?
months ago.
2 months
2
ago.
months
right?
ago. It's been a
January.
journey. I'm definitely excited to
Okay, repeat.
complete this book, to be honest.
Yeah.
And just kind of add it to my repertoire of books I've read. So thank you everyone for watching. Drop a like, comment, subscribe, and see y'all on episode 3. Peace.
I just wanna rock. Body out of ya. Shorty got that body out of ya.